So Nova Prime is coming in the next Prime Resurgence in a couple of days, and we're going to be making a video on her showing you what builds you need. One for Steel Path, as well as one for rushing missions if you're leveling up weapons in the Simulacrum or at Sedna on Hydron. Now, unfortunately, we will be swapping out one of Nova's abilities here, which is Wormhole, which allows you to teleport from location to location if you go into a portal, and that portal will link somewhere and you will appear out there. Now, we will be swapping that out for something like Nourish or Eclipse or Dispensary. Anything that you can think of that'll help benefit Nova, you would want to put it on her. But that being said, let's get into the demonstration of how Nova Prime works. So Nova Prime is a Warframe that is basically going to be centered around Blasty and defense, as well as a lot of radiation, as well as using speed and slowness to your advantage here. Now, the build that we are going to be opting for in this case will be a slow Nova build. Now, what's going to happen here is we're going to demonstrate her abilities. So you have Null Star, and what this will do is it will attack nearby enemies, which you can see here, affecting them with Slash, and your Null Stars with Drain. These will also give you some defense from damage from enemies, and you can have, I think, a maximum of like 20 or 19 or 16 of these. I'm not really sure, but I think it depends on your ability strength as well as how much Null Stars you can put onto it. We will be using one of her augment mods here, which is Molecular Fusion, if I'm saying that correctly. And yeah, essentially what that's going to do is every time we get a kill, it is going to help us and give us a Null Star back, which is going to help out with our defense. A second ability here is called Antimatter Drop, which basically explodes upon landing. Now, the Antimatter Drop does take damage multiplier as well as you shoot it, which will help you do more damage, and it scales with the amount of ability strength you have and how much damage you can put into the drop. Now, the ability here that we will be removing, unfortunately, is Nova's Wormhole, as you can see right there. Now, keep in mind that there is not going to be a portal at the end of it, and where this basically strand ends is where you will come out. So if I just reform my energy here quickly, there's no mods on here, like so, you will enter out on the other side. Now you can place this however you want, and you will end up as long as where that point right up there ends. But yeah, that is Nova's third ability. I don't really find that much interesting. It's not something I would use personally, but if you want to keep it on, you can. It's up to you, but I hate that one. I'm gonna just be honest here. A fourth is what every Nova main likes to spam, which is known as Molecular Prime. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to affect enemies with, I believe, radiation. I'm not sure. I haven't played Warframe in a while. Please forgive me. But yeah, it's going to affect enemies. Now, keep in mind, the lower your ability strength, the faster the enemies will go. Basically meaning the higher your ability strength, the slower the enemies will go. And you're going to see that in the gameplay when we demonstrate that to you. Upon killing an enemy, the enemy will explode, dealing damage to the other enemies in the nearby area, depending on how much radius you have. As you can see right there. It's going to do explosion damage. Now, with that being said, let's get into the mods and what you will need for Nova Prime, as well as the gameplay. Okay, so here we are in the Nova Prime arsenal, being the arsenal itself for Nova Prime. Now, duration is at 201%, efficiency is at 130, and the range, do not worry about that, is 46, and the strength is 150. Now, we are running primed continuity for that duration. We are running streamline for ability efficiency. We are running molecular fission. Now, this will only trigger when you have a target primed by molecular prime in order to receive that null star charge back. Adaption for obviously resistant to damage, time for 90 seconds, stats up to 90. Precision Intensify, which will give us that ability strength for our fourth ability, and Prime Flow for that energy max. Narrow-Minded for that ability duration, minus 54 ability range, and Transcendent Fortitude for ability strength minus some duration. But your duration here is like at 201%. Now, I have swapped out her wormhole with Eclipse, and my Eclipse, unfortunately, is not the best. So I highly recommend that if you find yourself energy problems, anything, fix that with a dispensary or something. Anything that will have to do with the duration and the strength of the ability, which will help Nova out a lot. But personally, I chose to use Eclipse here. Although I really didn't know what to put here, so I just chose to put Eclipse because I wanted to. Now, Antimatter Drop and Nullstar. Now, Nullstar is the prime focus here. Now, this build is not a up close and personal. It is a sort of keep your distance build. Now, as you see in the little video there, if you get too close to an enemy, a Nullstar will go and attack that enemy right there, and that will minus one Nullstar from your capacity. However, killing a primed enemy with Molecular Prime will give it back to you because you will have, as you can see there, right at the bottom, Molecular Fission, success chance is 100%, meaning you will get one back if you kill a enemy. Now, we are running Arcane Avenge here, just because I wanted to run that for the critical damage on the weapons, but you do not have to. You can run, since our armor is not very good here, something like, shall I say, Arcane Guardian. You can run that because it gives you like plus 900 armor for 20 seconds, plus 1 arcane revive, and a 15% chance every time you get damaged. Now we are running Arcane Rise here. You can run things like Primal Bolts with Epitaphs and whatever if you want to increase that ability strength about more, but just for that antimatter drop, I'm going to be running Arcane Rise here to improve damage. Now we are running Adaption and all that stuff to keep us protected. So let's see what this build can do in a Steel Path mission. But first, going to see how it slows enemies down here in the simulacrum.
So here is the Nova Prime gameplay that I'm showing you guys right now. And you can see that I am using the Exaltra. I will have a reworked, as the one on my channel wasn't really that in-depth on the Exaltra. I will have a rework guide to it. But yeah, here's Nova. Here's what you can do. Now, before we go to the comment section and be one of those people that are going to be like, you can use this, you can use Malt efficiency, you can use malt vigor. This is a build for all of my people who come home from work or whatever they're doing and don't wanna be overboard. I'm not gonna sugarcoated, that's what it is. It's a build to slow enemies down, to get a breathing room, and to use things like your purifiers, your exceltras, and just be calm. It's to like kind of get you to warm up before you tackle and get into all of the meaty greedy of Warframe, Vault Prime and Gauss and all that. That's when you're like locked in. I'm not saying no, this is a bold for new players, and this is a bold for people who are going to be like, oh, I want to chill in Warframe, let me use this. In fact, it is. Now, the bolt that I'm showing you here is a Slova bolt, and if you want the fast far bolt, it is right up there now, as you can see on the screen right now. That's the fast far bolt. You can alter it if it doesn't work for you. You can do that. If you have tips and suggestions on how you can make it better for other people, then you can leave it in the comment section. And then, yeah, but yeah, that is the Nova Prime boat. Now, some people may have noticed, and I did get asked by like a few people that have had faith in me, and thanks for that. Why haven't you posted in the last month? Well, that's because I had some stuff to do at home and some issues to solve, especially family things, and as well as things to do with my life in where I will end up. And I really think that one of the things that I wanted to do was create content, as it was recommended to me by one of my friends. And yeah, I'm not going to give you my sad, nitty gritty life story of what was recommended. Here's the build, but that's why I haven't posted, because I had like unfortunate things to do, which really overwhelmed me and didn't give me enough time to make content and post. But now that I've gone all that out of the way, I'm certain now I can make content and post Warframe videos. Also, I did say in one of my previous ones is that I will be making Destiny 2 content. Unfortunately, with what's going on with Destiny 2 and how players are unfortunately not enjoying the game. Sadly to say, I'm one of those players. Look, I have over 1,000 hours on Destiny. I've played every single raid, every single except for Deepstone Crypt. I've played all of the raids, Salvation's Edge. I've enjoyed Final Shape, everything. I say that Destiny is a great game, and it really needs more love and appreciation. But yeah, it's a great game, and I really feel like it can go far places if everyone just gives it their all. But now, and I'm not saying everyone doesn't give their all. It's a great game. It's a great game, folks. It's a great game. And yeah, but I really feel like Warframe is where my heart lies, and Warframe is like really where it's at for me because of the amount of stuff that we have and the how free it is to free to play players. And yeah, it's more open, it's more welcoming, it's more engaging with people.
But yeah, that is the Nova Prime video that I have for you guys. Hope the build helps out a lot. Remember, this is not a hectic build for people who are going to be typing in the comment section. You can also use this, that, and that. Okay, we get it. But this is a build for mainly if you just want to have fun, if you just want to experience Nova before we go all hectic on her, as well as that other build that I showed you during the gameplay that can also help you leveling up stuff and speeding up enemies in the room. Now, if you have any other suggestions, you can leave them in the comments and any other things that I miss, and then I will cover it in a future video when either Nova gets like, I don't know, rework. I don't think she is, but yeah, that's Nova Prime video I have for you guys. And also keep in mind that Nova Prime will be coming in
Prime
4 days
Vanguard,
and
the
4 hours. So you better get your IO ready for that because I have been selling all
hell
my
of a
IO
thing.
and buying a bunch of stuff as well as a bunch of formats level up guns. And
Damn.
yeah,
Sure I can't tempt
thanks
you?
for watching the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys have a awesome day, night, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And yes, I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.